This podcast is proud to be part of the Talksport Fan Network.
Talksport. Powered by fans.
This is the Beesotted Pride of West London podcast coming to you from Qatar. Beesotted in Qatar. We're in Doha here today. It's the end of the game, the England game. It's Iran, and it's England 6, and I have to check that as well. Iran 2. 30 attempts of goal from England, 7 attempts of target. Scored 6 goals. I can't remember who scored. There's so many goals that he's scored. It's here. The England fans here in good form. I literally have landed about an hour before the match. Myself and Supes had come down here, and so we have a really quite got a vibe of Qatar. And one thing that we've got is that the temperature is not as hot as we thought it was going to be. Also, people are really friendly as well. Stadium's pretty cool. You know, it's like a big big Rotherham to me. The stadium. But England today. People have big question marks about England coming to this game, but today they certainly delivered, didn't they?
Well, they conceded twice though, didn't they, Bill? Against a pretty poor Iran side that actually gave up after about 55, 65 minutes.
The positive side of it, I mean, listen, when you're on the attack, we look, England look on fire, didn't they? And it wasn't, a lot of people were saying boring Southgate and he puts the handbrake on. There was no handbrake in today, was there?
True, but I don't think it's a fair reflection necessarily, because I just thought Iran were very, very, very poor. I think the USA game will be a better test.
You can only perform against the teams that are against you. I mean, players out there, I thought Jude Bellingham, he looked tremendous. Always willing to pick the ball, have a little go, the little flicks, the little turns, what I'm saying, very, very direct. I mean, they caused him a lot of problems today.
Yeah, he was quite good. Well, he had the ball a lot against Germany, but I don't think he was necessarily very good. I think he fit in, but today he was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, yeah, you're right. I mean, the whole team, in fairness, no one's had a bad game out there, and we've scored 6. It's a great start to the World Cup.
Great start to the World Cup. There's Jude Bellingham coming over. He's getting a big cheer from the England fans there as well. The thing that I love about this is, like I said to you, is just being on the front foot. Right, I mean, England were properly. I mean, listen, we've only had our sleep. We were in Israel last night with the Israeli B Doha as well, and we didn't think we were going to make it as well. Flight was delayed. We got bumped onto another flight. We landed at 2:00. A couple of hours before the match itself. Got here 5 minutes before the kick-off as well. But it was well worth it, wasn't it?
Yeah, made it by the skin of our teeth. But yeah, lovely start to the group. 6-2. Can't really argue with that. It's all pretty good. Nice attacking flair he showed. It's all pretty good. Can't be happy. It's quite an easy test, to be fair. We'll move on to bigger tests, but cracking start, got to say.
Listen, Dom in the house here, Fulham in the house here as well. Fulhamish. Again, all travel. At the end of the day, when we come out here, it's just England away. We all support our different clubs. It's about England away. But today, good result, wasn't it?
Oh mate, absolutely brilliant. I was expecting a nervy game, maybe a 2-0 or 2-1, but to put 6 past them like that, and with ease, we probably to concede 2 goals is probably an injustice against how we played. But yeah, as you said, travel club, we put our club rivals aside and do it for the love of England, don't we, Bill?
That's right. I mean, it's interesting because you come to tournaments. The first thing you don't want to do, you don't want to lose the first match. Yeah. Even if you draw the first match, so there's a tendency that you might want to come into the game a bit cagey. I'm saying so, but there was no caginess today, was there?
No, so I think we started off slightly, but as soon as we got that first goal, the floodgates opened, and we were just all over them. It's absolutely surprising they're a top 20 ranked side. We were absolutely all over them. 6 goals were. We could probably scored 3 or 4 more, but yeah. Once we got that first goal, we're in England mode, and great start to the trip, great start to the tournament.
And players out there that impressed me. I mean, I thought Jude Bellingham was on next level because he was on it. He just didn't care. He was going straight for the attack the whole time, taking players off, nice little flicks. Comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, exactly. I thought Jude Bellingham was sensational, especially in that first half. I have a feeling that Hey Jude will be going off quite loudly into bars tonight.
That's right. Say something. Nice to see England fans stealing something from Brentford anyway.
Exactly.
More England in the house, travelling England. This is what happens when you go to England. You don't make the connections. You don't say I'm going to come. You don't ring beforehand. You just bump into people abroad. That's just what happens every single time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've come out your way. Just tell us about your little journey. How'd you get out here?
Little journey, flew out from Heathrow on Saturday night, got here Sunday morning, staying in the cabin village. didn't know what I was going to expect there, but it's actually quite decent. And the best thing about it is it's just full of people from every nationality.
Yeah, we're there as well, but we didn't arrive till 2 PM, so we haven't even had a chance to check in as yet. So you got a little bit more of a flavour of the Doha so far. Only one day. What's the vibe?
Vibe's good. Much better than I expected. There was a lot of horror stories coming out, but nothing. Everything's been smooth here. Like, you could use WhatsApp, you can walk around, you can wear shorts, and all the people are friendly. Had a great time.
And what about last night? I mean, what did you get up to?
Last night we went to the fan festival. No, actually, we stayed in the fan village and watched the Ecuador game there, the Qatar-Ecuador game.
Ecuador?
And that was, sitting on a beanbag, watching on a big screen. And
good vibe?
It was good. It was good. There was loads of locals there. And then after that, went to the fan festival where there was a band playing and had a bud, which was expensive and not very good.
You're going to do that again?
No, definitely not. And then went to the Red Lion, which was just full of English and Welsh going mental.
Okay, so we might be going down to the Red Line a little bit later, but we might take up on your little thing that we go back to the container, the shipping container haven, and hang out there. But just coming back to this game today, I mean, England, first game in the World Cup, the one thing that they have to do normally is make sure they don't lose. They certainly didn't lose today, did they?
No, they didn't. And in a way, it was good. It felt like a warm-up game, which they needed. It wasn't high-paced, low intensity, so I think it was a perfect start.
Perfect start, but at the end of the day, we didn't hold back. Sometimes in this games, the players will hold back. They'll play the game at a certain pace, which is almost like pedestrian. But at this pace, we flipped it up whenever we needed to. When we went on the attack, we were on it. We were incisive.
Yeah, agree. Completely agree.
So, and I mean, 6-2 straight away. Listen, that puts a flag in the sand for England. I mean, that kind of that sets. I mean, it's telling the USA who are going to be kicking off in a few minutes' time. Who's the boss here?
Yes, and let's hope that. I don't know what to expect from Wales USA. Do I want to draw, or do I want one team to win and then have it so it's a bit more competitive in the group? Let's see how it goes.
Got more England in the house here. We're queuing up now. They put the barriers up. Actually, a bit of a backdrop though as the stadium. I'm just going to say to you, what do you think of the stadium backdrop? Actually, it looks pretty. It's quite cool.
Nice, yeah, nice.
What did you think of the stadium itself? Because to me, I laughed. I said it felt like a larger Rotherham United to me. Is that fair? Was that a fair call?
Yeah. It's got the arch going on, isn't it? It's a bit similar to Wembley's, I'm going to say.
That's right. And also, it had that thing like the Aviva Stadium as well, where it's got the small terrace at the thing, and stuff like that.
The aircon was good. Aircon was good.
It's quite cool inside there as well. I mean, I've only been here a few hours, and I expected it to be baking, but it's actually temperate. The temperature is actually all right, isn't it?
And you can feel the difference when you come outside. Yeah. So it's all right.
Yeah, which is all good. So coming back to the game, though, I mean, obviously we've flown out for a long time, a long mileage coming out to see the England game. And for them to have started off like this is a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Credit where it's due. A lot of people have had a go at Southgate over the last few months, but take my hat off to him there. Yeah, change of style, change of formation worked, but I do think better teams might punish us at the back of it. But I mean, they have to be one negative. We're English, so I'll give that's the only down.
I mean, people talked about the fact that we did let in 2 goals. I mean, the fact is we had put in a couple. We changed a few subs. We changed it around, tried to get a few fresh legs on at the time. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. And to be fair, though, one of Iran's goal was a great goal. The first goal, that was an incredible goal. You know what I'm saying? And they're also ranked top 20 in the world as well, from what I can gather.
There's not a team beneath 20th in our group, I don't think. So they're meant to be a decent, hard to break down team, but kudos to us because we did break them down quite easily.
Yeah. So I mean, and coming back to this game, I mean, who for you? Not say was the difference, but we went out on the front foot. Obviously, we got a fairly early goal, and then there's no looking back from there, was there?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous myself. I was thinking it's going to be 0-0 or 1-0 tight, cagey game, but get the first one in. If we can get it early doors, the rest will follow. And it did, but just got to say how good Bellingham was. Bellingham was outstanding.
I mean, there's been sort of he's been trying out different players in different positions. He's obviously started with Bellingham now, and I think it's fair to say that Bellingham has sort of crowbarred his place in the team. Do you think?
Yeah, he's starting from now on. That him and Declan Rice, that's the midfield too.
Rice baby, yeah?
Yeah, he's definitely starting.
Definitely. And coming back to yourself, what you do? So, I mean, where are you staying? And
we're in the shipping containers actually.
The shipping containers. Everyone seems to be in the shipping containers, yeah.
Right.
What cargo are you? Okay. Yeah, what are you sort of kind of metal, sort of kind of trinkets or Chinese plastic toys?
Yeah, plastic toys. Yeah. Funnily enough, my suitcase didn't turn up, so I've just got the text there saying it's at the airport, so I can finally get some fresh clothes on.
How long have you been here?
I got here yesterday, so I went out and bought this today.
Yeah, you notice I'm standing quite far away from you.
That's my worry. Yeah, I'm kicking off some smells.
I was wondering why you're wearing an Iran shirt, to be quite honest with you.
No, it's not. I don't. No,
And how long are you out here for as well?
I go back on Saturday. I've got no more annual leave. That's the last of my holidays.
So you've got a couple of games in.
I am off over the final, but whether we get there, whether I can even afford it, who knows? But we'll see what happens.
That's right. And also again, you've been here a little bit longer myself. What's the vibe? Because again, and I'm asking everybody out here because when I'm coming out, just talking to people. Because listen, I've come here with a very open mind. To be honest with you, I mean, I came via a roundabout route to make it the cheapest way possible for me. So I went via Tel Aviv and Jordan. Oh, you did it for Tel Aviv? So you did you? Did you stay in Tel Aviv or did you just go straight?
We stayed. We went and visited Jerusalem, Bethlehem, stuff like that. Yeah, it was good.
It's a good city, isn't it?
Yeah, class. Really good.
Very expensive. It's very expensive, isn't it?
I want England to go back there though, because it was that good. I want England to play there. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was all right. It was a bit expensive, but some bar manager was giving us free shots because it was Friday night, he said. Yeah. So I was a bit sceptical. I was like, are you sure this is free? He was like, yeah, it's Friday night, just have it, celebrate the weekend beginning. So I was like, oh, if it's on the house then yeah, go for it. So it didn't end up being too dear for us.
Alright, okay. We might need to follow in your footsteps next time. I might have to give we went and met the Israeli B, one of our Brentford fans that listens to our podcast now, Yehuda, who'll be listening to this right now, and he took us out and gave us a little night out in the town, showed us exactly where to go, but maybe he might need to check out your joints next time.
I'll take him out, I'll show him where to go.
That's right. So listen, next game, big game, USA have come in numbers. Have always come in numbers to World Cups now. Right, all of a sudden the USA are trying to do the old takeover. Do you think that we need to be on our guard here, or are you confident after what you see today?
Confident after that, mate. I am. I think under Southgate at tournaments we have put stuff to bed like that. Like that's a game we would traditionally struggle in, a 1-0 or a 0-0, and we've come and won 6-2. And I think 3-0 England. I'm going for.
Come on, England.
Come on, England.
Yes. World Cups, the thing I love about World Cups, you stand in a train queue, you stand in a bus queue, you stand in a stadium, in a bar, and you end up just having people from all over the world. They're all here to watch football. People who are here following their teams, people who are here following, their teams are not even in the World Cup, and they turn up anyway to come and watch the World Cup. And I know I've got the Egyptians in the house coming to watch the England game, here for the England-Iran game. Did you enjoy that game, the Egyptian posse?
I definitely did. As a United fan, I enjoyed some of the game, but overall, it was a great game. I must admit I wasn't rooting for England, but despite that, I thought it was a great game for sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you're rooting for. I mean, just sort of seeing the game as itself. I mean, the thing is that you weren't rooting for them, but you must have been quite impressed by the way they've taken this game, because sometimes England can start off on the wrong foot, and that gets them. That gets us England fans a bit nervous, but it didn't happen today, did it?
No, not at all. I think a takeaway that everyone can make is how good England looked. It'll be hard to assess how good are they based on just one game, playing against Iran. Backup goalkeeper for most of the game, but they definitely looked really, really good, for sure.
And just, yourself, I mean, Egypt, obviously they didn't make the World Cup today. I mean, that must be quite disappointing for yourself, as a country, or did you not expect it?
Well, to be honest, I was at the previous edition in Russia, and Egypt were there. And they came out with 0 points. And I was actually devastated, despite my team being there in attendance in Russia. Huge. First time, I think, since 1970 they made the World Cup. So we all went there. All the Egyptians went there.
And say how many? Tell us how many. I mean, it's good because this is the thing that we don't know. How many thousands traveled?
At least 90,000.
90,000 went to Russia.
90,000, yeah.
Oh wow.
Russia was actually in our group, and in St. Petersburg, one of the biggest stadiums, it was 50-50.
Wow.
You could not tell we were in Russia. Russia versus Egypt. But the craziest thing is, Egypt, 0 points in the group, 3 losses. It was devastating. So this time I'm at a World Cup where I'm just here,
Yeah.
can't really be let down, but at the same time can't really be ecstatic with any certain result.
And where are you staying?
What, in Doha?
Yeah.
At one of the fan villages.
Not in a shipping container as well, are you?
No, it's like a cabin, sort of. It's not bad though.
You're a shipping container. It's a shipping container.
I think it might be. I think it might be. But it's not bad.
Listen,
really.
we're the shipping container massive, mate. We're all the shipping containers. You know what I'm saying? We just want to know what were you shipped over as? Like, did you know?
No.
Some spare car parts or something, yeah?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, that's right.
Airplane parts.
Yeah. So listen, how long are you out here for from Egypt? How many games are you going to come to see?
I believe 4 more after this one. Till the 1st of December.
And what's your vibe here been so far? And again, I'm just asking fans, because there's been loads of stories going around, and I just want to know: is it cool? What's it been?
I think it's very lively. I think coming in, most fans who were attending and even not attending maybe didn't really know what to expect in terms of the atmosphere. But I think day 2 today, or day 1, I guess. So far, so good.
How's it compared to Russia?
Well, honestly, Russia was much more authentic. Sort of the fan engagement and the overall vibe felt a lot more authentic and less forced.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
This feels maybe they're trying to replicate something that isn't really there. So
they're trying too hard almost.
That's exactly right. And it comes across as inauthentic for sure. But, I mean, we'll take it, right?
Listen, we're football fans. We're surrounded by football fans. The thing I love is there's so many people from around the world, but we're all in the same place. So, like, normally in Russia, I wouldn't have met you, but here in Doha, we're meeting each other. So,
and that's the biggest thing about football and coming to, football events, whether you're at the game or at a bar or wherever you're watching football, and wherever you are in the world, you'll be surrounded with like-minded individuals. You're all there for the same purpose. So I think that's huge, no matter what, with all the politics and da-da-da-da-da, I think it's just a big W.
Tell you something, and we've just been watching the USA versus Wales game as well. 1-1 that game ended up, which for England, that's probably quite a good result as well. USA were all over them first half, and then Wales came and back in the second half. Gareth Bale got a penalty to equalise it up. The Wales fans are happy. I'm not sure if the USA fans are happy, but I think the England fans are happy from that. Did you see that? You saw that game as well. We got the Argentinian fan in the house, come over from Israel as well. I said I was in Israel earlier on today. How did you see that game against USA versus Wales?
Yes, I see, and I'm like only Argentina.
And I know you're an Argentina fan. Like I said, you come over here for the World Cup as well. Why are you into Argentina?
Because I love Argentina when I was young.
And when you were young, I mean, who was your favourite player?
The favorite player was Maradona.
Okay, and obviously
that was Messi.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi.
And obviously the hand of God. I mean, many years ago as well. But for England fans, we're still very upset about the hand of God. You know the hand of God when he put the ball in.
Yeah, 1968.
1986, isn't it? 86 in Mexico.
Yeah,
Mexico. So
I remember.
So when did you come over here to Doha? When did you arrive? What date did you arrive? Yesterday? Today?
Yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
Yesterday, and I come here 5 days.
Okay. So which games are you going to come and see?
I see also Japan, Germany.
Okay, so it's pretty good games as well. And the thing is, I mean, how is it here? I mean, we're staying in the fan camp here in the shipping containers. Are you happy with this?
Very, very happy, yeah.
Yeah.
And so fun. It's people very happy also.
Yeah. And also, I mean, we were watching, it's a very different football experience. We were watching on the big screen here. Everyone was sitting down on their little kind of sofas, like, just sitting there chilling out. I mean, I've never experienced that before watching a football game. There was like hundreds of people sitting on little kind of sofas watching the game. Did you think that was pretty cool?
Yes, I like this, and I see the different because everything they building so fast. And you see restaurant and screen, everything is beautiful.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I know that you're Argentina, and so take away Argentina from the mix. Who do you think also is going to go in and win this World Cup?
England, Germany, French. France.
So it says Argentina, England, Germany, French. That's the semi-final for you.
Yeah.
And which one's the final? Which two teams for the final?
Final, no problem. England, Argentina, no problem.
England, Argentina. I'll tell you something, I'll have one of that. That's one of the big...
Argentina take.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. Okay, I'll give you that for now. Okay, so that's one of the big rivalry back again. And look, hopefully I'll see you back here on the 17th for the final, England, Argentina, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right then, take care. All right,
Thank you.
So the end of a very long first day started at 5 o'clock in the morning in Tel Aviv, and then the plane was delayed because they couldn't find someone to start the plane in Israel. Ended up in Jordan. When we got to Jordan, they decided that they weren't going to wait for us, and they put us on another later plane, which means we got into Doha even later, and we didn't get there till nearly 2 o'clock when the game kicked off at 4. So we were struggling to get there for kick-off. We managed to get to our container cabin home place, and the queues there were so massive, we decided to just park our bags. So we just dumped our bags down, got changed in a store room, and then we made our way up to the ground, and we actually got into the ground 5 minutes before kick-off. And I tell you something, at the end of the day, it was a mad rush, but it was all worth it. England scored 6 goals. Opposition scored 2 goals, the Iranians scored 2 goals, and England are well and truly cemented at the top of that league. And the World Cup is looking good. But I'm sitting there with Supes here, like I said to you, in our little shipping container. They've converted the shipping containers into bedrooms in Doha here, and literally you walk inside the place, it's like a little camp, and it's just basically in the middle of a car park, and there's like just hundreds of shipping containers. There's people from all over the world in these shipping containers there. We've seen Mexicans, Argentinians, Brazilians, English, Welsh, just everybody from every nation is sleeping in a shipping container. I mean, Supes, first 24 hours in Doha, what's your reflections just on the day and the place and the World Cup so far?
Oh man, I'm knackered. I was knackered before I even arrived in the country, and blooming long day. I felt like I spent half the day either queuing or walking. Do you know what I mean? It's been that kind of day, and not even a beer to show for it. How's about that? I think we'll try and correct that tomorrow. Have a concerted effort to find some beer because we deserve it. But yeah, all worthwhile. We're here to see England, and that's what we did. Didn't think we'd make kick-off for quite a few occasions, but yeah, we did. And really good performance, really positive performance. Sometimes the first opening game's cagey, a bit dour. The other team try and stop us. But we opened them up quite a few times. We played on the break a few times, showed quality up front. Really good performance, a nice atmosphere in the ground. Lots of celebrations, so all worthwhile. Yeah.
And just in Doha in general, and again, this is not the sales thing, as at the end of the day, mate, we've taken so long to get here. We've taken the cheapest route, but the longest route to get to Doha as well. I mean, have you been? I mean, it's very early days. I mean, we went out for something to eat. We ate local. We ate cheap, so we found a little sort of local restaurant where all the locals were going to. We met a young English woman who's working out here as well, working out here for the World Cup, who said that had been recommended to her as one of the local restaurants as well. And I was a bit nervous that it's going to be, really expensive to eat out. But it looks like if you ever look around, I had a flipping mixed grill, a massive mixed grill for £6, I think it was, which is great. So that side of things goes to show you that you've got to probably do a little bit of research, and you can actually have a reasonably cheap experience out here.
Yeah, research, you can find your places, but I think we weren't really looking for this place. We kind of stumbled across it because we were actually trying to find a pub. But that's where it goes. If you trawl around, it wasn't city centre. It was out a little bit because we got off the tube early. And stumbled across this place. Got a massive great plate of food for about £7. Lovely jubbly. Got really stuffed. Looked like I'd only eaten half of it, but blimey, it was a nice little treat, a nice little feast. So yeah, have a little stroll around. We've not seen the sights, if you'd even call it that. The seafront, downtown, the main area where people congregate during the day. We'll be doing that tomorrow. So it's hard to really give a first impression. There's a lot of traffic around, a lot of stuff. I was surprised me quite a lot on was it Monday night, I think? Was it Sunday? I don't know, Monday night, I think. So yeah, it's just a kind of busy place, but we haven't seen the main places up front by the seafront, by the port. So we'll check that out tomorrow, see what's going on.
Definitely, we'll check that out tomorrow. So listen, we're gonna hit the hut, as they say tonight. We're gonna hit the container hut tonight. If this goes up, this should be going up on Monday night, late on Monday night. So you should get it early on Tuesday morning back in London. I'm going to be doing the BBC 5 Live breakfast show. I think I don't know, about 8:10 tomorrow. If I can get up there, it's a bit of a way from here as well. Also, I'm going to be doing Sky TV as well, Sky News at, I think it's going to be about 8:45 on the UK time as well on Sky News as well. I'm going to be doing a couple of beats out here from Qatar, if you go and check them out as well. But other than that, like I said to you, tomorrow we'll be coming back to you after tomorrow with a little bit more feedback from Qatar. Don't forget to subscribe on all good podcast channels. Don't forget to buy us a beer, beesotted.com/beer. And don't forget to check us out. I'm going to try and do a podcast like this, one every single day from Qatar. We're going to be talking to not only England fans, we'll talk to Welsh fans, we'll talk to all sorts of people from all over, we'll talk to Qataris, we'll talk to anybody we can get to, and we'll just try and give you to get a vibe of this tournament. But anyway, I'm going to say good night for now, and I'm going to catch you tomorrow, which is Tuesday.